Now, even though that was like a little musical chairs game, the problem is, as you can see, as things started getting smaller and we started losing things, people started fighting over what was left. So instead of fighting each other over what's left in the chairs, why aren't we fighting who controls the music that makes it stop? And why aren't we fighting the person that's taking the chair away? We can't just keep fighting over what's left. We have to fight to get the chairs back. 2 years ago, the charades of Wall Street wiped out $6.9 trillion of our nation's wealth. I know we all tend to have cases of short-term memory loss every now and then. For us here, it's sooner than probably you. But we can't forget that. Our economy has been kicked and bruised and then even kicked some more. The housing market, the job market, the market for student loans, they've all been damaged. As a result, the working and middle class families have been bearing a massive weight. We've all seen it and lived it. What might not be as well known is how the economy has hurt those at the very top. Why haven't we heard much about their struggles? Answer's pretty simple. It's because those lucky few haven't been bearing the same weight as the rest of us. And it mirrors a pattern we've seen for the last 30 years. CEOs now make 185 times as much as the average worker. Used to only be 30. Despite high unemployment, corporate profits have been historical, up 720% from 2007 through 2009. Wall Street bonuses are still obscene, up 17% in 2009 and 2008. And this isn't by accident. Our political system and our economic policies help create this. And it comes down to choices and who has influence over what choices are made. For instance, there is absolutely zero discussions about how many millions of dollars in corporate tax breaks comes to Virginia and the Virginia gives away, and what, if any, strings are attached to the taxpayer money going to these corporations. It's almost like they don't exist. So instead of talking about getting rid of those tax breaks, the first thing on the chopping block is the money that comes here to William and Mary and to UVA, JMU, Tech, and the other colleges. And things might even be more imbalanced at the federal level. The odds of becoming a millionaire in Congress is 1 in 2. Yeah. And it's interesting that of the 10 richest members in Congress, all 10 of them voted to extend Bush's tax cuts for the very wealthy. 7 of them are Democrats, including our Senator Mark Warner. There was a lot less talk of the shared sacrifice when it comes to extending the tax breaks from the millionaires. It seems only when teachers or firefighters or nurses or snowplow drivers or the other apparently vastly overpaid, as they say, people in our society does the conversation begin with. and how much we take from them to balance the budget. Upon closing, let me just say, all of this is weakening the voice of the working people, and it's fueling a race to the bottom that's A, gone too far for too long as it is, and B, if we don't stop, it will wipe out the middle class. We in the labor movement have slogans and sayings, and one that stuck with us is, an economy that works for everyone. We believe in shared prosperity. We believe that people who work for a living deserve to have a safe and fair workplace, family-sustaining wages, health care benefits, and to one day be able to retire with dignity. It's not about how many yachts we can purchase or which island we retire to. It's about allowing people to work hard at one job, not two, not three. And living in this country, that's what this fight is about, and why what you're doing is so very important. On my voicemail, I have this message, which I will leave you with, and it's solidarity forever. Thank you so much for allowing me to join you at this forum, and I'll leave you with one more joke. And the joke is, so a public employee, a Tea Party activist, and a CEO are sitting at a table with a plate of a dozen cookies in the middle of it. The CEO takes 11 of the cookies, turns to the Tea Party activist and says, watch out for that guy. He wants a piece of your cookie.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And I think that Ms. Doris Kraus-Mays gave a voice to a lot of the thoughts that we have about the injustices that go on every day, right under our noses. And speaking of voices, I think that one of the reasons that most of us are here is to give people who have historically not had a voice a chance to speak out. And with that, I'd like to turn the floor over to some workers who took their time off tonight to come and speak to us about the realities that they face about receiving poverty wages on the job. Unfortunately, some workers who were supposed to come couldn't make it because of other jobs and because they're sick. So I'd like to introduce Rossi Coleman and Shelly Gibbons to come up and speak to the crowd. Can we give them a welcome?
Hello everybody, how y'all doing this evening? Sound kind of weak, how y'all doing this evening? That sound a little bit weak. First of all, I want to take the time out to thank y'all for coming out to support this cause, to support this fight that we've been in for the past 10 years. A little brief history of me, I just got started in it pretty much the last couple of years when it pretty much hit a snare. 09, then we picked it back up in 10 because when we came back from summer cleanup, they was expecting us to do a little bit too much, and we just won't have it. So we did what we had to do to get those workers in here. At the same time, it seems that things it was growing to get better. They seemed like they wanted to give us some things to help us out, everything except money. But I guess we're here to continue to fight to get this money because we deserve it. We've been, by the lack of the funds, we forced to work 2 or 3 jobs. We've been forced to take time out from our families. All I want to do is teach my 14-year-old daughter, the way of life. I want to show my 14-year-old child how it is out here in this world, and I don't want to have to just struggle. I want to take my 10-year-old son and take him out back and throw the football with him. Unable to do that because I have to work 2 and 3 jobs because the College of William & Mary feels like I'm not worthy enough to make a living wage. And I think that's very, very deplorable. Within the few months, within the time frame that we have been doing this, when I started out, I was a housekeeper. Now I work in the warehouse. But within that, when I first got my first paycheck from working in the warehouse, I looked at it and, to be quite honest with you, excuse my French, I said, God damn, I can't win for losing. So I'm back, I'm still here. Once again, I just want to thank all of y'all for coming out and supporting this cause. Without y'all, it will not work. It will not work, and I thank you very much for being here.